doesn't matter.
So what is it? What created this?
Okay, there's an old saying that the road to hell is paved with the sidewalk in that road. Alright. That's what moves you down that hill. That's what takes you down to that road of destruction.
Is that?
Well, hello there, Keith. Hello, Denise. Hello, Joanne Stewart. Rebecca. Welcome to another edition, Missy. Hopefully everybody's doing well, Anna D. So, yeah. So, what's going on in your all's world, Kathy, Kat, and Michelle?
I think we've got different things going on. One's got fires, one's got floods.
Wow. What a combination.
I know.
Yeah, they don't really
Fire
agree.
and water.
Right?
Yes, lots of lightning strikes.
Yeah, it's
Here.
dangerous.
Interesting.
Yeah. But the whole of Australia is actually going under a bit of a...
Hey, Gene Hudson.
Correcto mundo. They had a little shakedown your way this morning.
Oh, I didn't feel that.
Probably lucky.
Welcome, Mort. Nice to see you.
Probably was on a different ley line to me.
Roger
Yeah.
Blair, nice to have you.
I have
So I
had
can-
had to do some doozies here, where all the walls shook and the windows shook and everything.
Yeah, it's scary.
Yeah,
That one
Yeah.
we had here was pretty scary.
it's almost getting to the point where we need to deck the kitchen out like the caravan, with all the
Oh, like on a boat.
Yeah. Stop everything from crashing down. Yeah, lots going on. Sorry. Yeah, and lots going on your way too.
Ugh.
This week, hasn't it?
Ah.
So
I got nothing for that. Too hard. All too hard.
all too hard.
Yeah, way too hard.
Yeah.
I'm trying to be the leaf and float along, and I keep getting smashed like with storms every like half hour, like bang, bang. It's like hitting a container every half hour.
Yeah, we're so
And
dry.
going-
We're just dry, and the wind is phenomenal. So
Yeah.
I
Lot
come
of
in and
static.
have to do the little shaky dance to get all the bits of crap out of my clothes.
Chicken dance?
How's that one go?
All right, not getting me on that one.
About the only one I can do.
If we start, we won't stop thinking about it.
No, we'll have the whole farmyard going.
Yeah, we got a tow truck in here, so it's on standby.
Oh, no,
Oh
that's
no, we're not.
Very
We're not
good.
going in the ditch. We're not going in the ditch.
good.
No.
Today we got the skunk card.
Oh, who stinks? Who stinks?
Speaking of which,
Oh, wee.
okay, here we go. Reputation, it's about. Skunk medicine. Go ahead and laugh. This furry little animal has a reputation that contains a great deal of power. Due to its distinctive behavior, humans give this tiny, smelly creature a wide berth. The key word here is respect. Unlike other predatory animals, skunk does not threaten your life, but threatens your senses. You know this is true if you're see, it's working already. You know this is true if you've ever been in the vicinity of its spray. Correct. In observing the habit patterns of skunk, it is easy to notice the playfulness and nonchalance of its natural behavior. The I dare you attitude of this four-legged creature commands you, as the observer, to respect its space by mere reputation alone. Oh, it's okay, Brian, you'll be right. Skunk is teaching you that by walking your talk and by respecting yourself, you will create a position of strength and honored reputation. The carriage of your body relates to others, what you believe about yourself. There is no need to bully, aggravate, torment, or overpower other beings when your sense of self is intact. As with skunk, the resonant field of energy around your body is relayed through the senses. Self-esteem permeates the body's energy and is instantly recognized on an extrasensory level by others. Footy sassies, learn to assert without ego what you are. Respect follows. Your self-respectful attitude will repel those who are not of like mind and yet will attract those who choose the same pathway. As the odor of skunk attracts others of its kind, it repels those who will not respect its space. Skunk medicine people have the ability to attract others, and they are very charismatic. At the same time, the other side of their natural power is to repel those who seek to take energy from them without recycling the gifts they have taken. Skunk medicine people also know how to use the energy flows that will attract a lover. Some people call this sexual magic, as it is akin to the musk scent that animals excrete to attract a mate. It can be dangerous to leak this energy if you're not looking for a mate. It puts you into a games condition that may feed your ego, but not how others feel about you. If you're attracting others who have an interest in you, you're in a sense saying, I'm available. This can cause hard feelings when the truth comes out. It also leaks energy that you could have used in a more constructive way. In skunk medicine, it's good to learn how to handle energy flows. Modern psychologists call this body language. In tribal teachings, this is your personal medicine which you're showing to others. Use your medicine well and know that you are known by your reputation. How you use your energy will attract either honor or disgrace. You may want to examine what energy you are putting out that creates your present situation. Oh, God. If you have chosen this symbol, you're being asked to notice the kinds of people who are attracted to you. If they emulate favorable characteristics, have enough self-esteem to recognize those characteristics within yourself. Walk tall and be proud of the accomplishments you've made. Bear in mind that what you believe about yourself is your ultimate protection. Project self-respect. That's pretty cool.
Wow. That was
Now,
cool.
everybody knows.
That gives
what
me a better
skunk
understanding
smells
for Pepe Le Pew now.
Now, ladies and gentlemen, have you not been around a skunk when it sprays? I'm talking about like 5 feet. It will literally make you gag and like, yeah. It's not like riding by and smelling a dead one.
Is it as bad as the footy smell?
I don't know. That's kind of hard to, hello, Lily. That's kind of hard to compare. That's a different type of smell. But I'll say this. If somebody smells like that and you fall in love, it's meant to be.
That's for sure. It's tad not romantic.
So
Yep. That gives me a totally different perspective on Pepe Le Pew. I always wondered why they used a skunk for that, but now I know.
Yeah.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, I can tell you that much.
We don't have skunkies over here.
The hell do y'all got?
Not in like
Not skunks.
not
Thank
in
God.
four-legged ones. We've probably
Well,
got
we're going to
two-legged
ship
ones.
you some so they can populate.
Oh,
Yeah.
great. That'd
So
be great.
that song that you have is say there's a dead skunk in the middle of the road. That's definitely your song because we don't have skunks.
Yeah.
You got possums?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've got 4 in the ceiling.
But they don't spray you.
They just
No, they just make a racket.
And they pee up there.
Yeah.
Yeah. They mark their territory.
Oh
Yeah.
no, Brian. You have never been around a skunk, if that's what you think. I have.
A
Do
burning
you have to
sensation.
burn your clothes and stuff like that? Like,
I thought I got squirted one day.
ugh.
That's how close I was.
Yeah,
And
stink
and let me
bugs
tell
are
you something.
bad.
And they can shoot 6 to 8 feet away.
Ugh,
Yeah.
that's gross.
So
I
Yeah,
wonder
stink
why
bugs
they
are
ended
bad.
up there.
In America.
Sorry. Yeah.
I can't believe you don't have skunks over there.
Nah. The smelliest things we have, I can't say live. Giraffes.
Why giraffes? Those are supposed to be cute and cuddly.
I'm being mean
Facetious.
and horrible. Yeah, yeah.
We don't have giraffes either.
No, only at the
We
zoo.
do in zoos.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, in zoos, yes, but that's not the same thing. No, we have so many weird creatures. We don't need skunks as well.
No.
Definitely gonna
Yeah.
ship you some
They say
no.
they say you have to bathe in tomato
juice.
juice. Yeah, tomato juice. I was going to
What,
say
to
sweet
take the
potato
acid?
juice.
Alright. Better
You
add a
can't
lot of
get it- you
tequila.
can't get it out of your skin and everything for days if you don't do
I
that.
don't know. It's oil based, all right.
You know what you should do, Grizzly? Make up a new perfume for April Fool's Day
Ugh.
See,
Oh,
Gene
Gene,
Hudson
that
says
sounds
it's oil
terrible.
based.
or Valentine's Day.
That
So.
sounds awful.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
Well, the only thing we've got here that's equivalent, someone said stink bug, and we do have stink bugs, and I do not like them.
Yeah, no, I don't like those.
No, they're pretty bad.
Hydrogen peroxide.
Hmm?
Jean's saying hydrogen peroxide.
Okay. Well, that sounds a bit more comfortable than trying to do tomato juice, bathing in tomato juice.
Unless you fill it with tequila.
Ah,
Oh, no.
You have a Bloody Mary while you're having a bath.
Great.
I don't think you could even consume anything if you got sprayed. It's awful.
I lived in a unit in Sydney once above a pizza place, and the cats used to come around down because I was on the top floor and then they were down below. The cats used to come around all the time, and one of them sprayed on the back door. I had to move. You can't get rid of it.
Mm.
It's
The cat
disgusting.
poo.
Yeah, you know the male one. It's like the skunky one. Yeah,
Okay. That's
like
pretty
I had
bad.
to move. There's no way you could clean it. I just had to move.
To
All
get the
this
skunk
dust.
smell out, went down, scrub, and let set 10 minutes. Repeat 2 and 3, 2 or 3 times.
Well, there you go. For anybody out there that wants to know how to get rid of skunk smell, Jean has all the answers.
We've got the Wienermobile covered. Tequila for the.
Unbelievable.
Oh, no, thanks, Roger. We have dingoes and
Yeah, we
foxes.
got
That's enough.
Yeah,
What the hell's a dingo?
A
that's
dingo. Wild dog.
yeah, red one. Usually
Actually,
red.
they've actually proven that they're all different colors now, and then what they thought was a cross of domestic dog and dingo is actually still a dingo. So they are coming. They are
Yeah.
all in different colors. They're not just red or yellow
Yeah.
anymore. They've
My
got
boy,
all.
my boy was half dingo, and he had the lockjaw. So if he grabbed hold of anybody, there was absolutely no way you could get him off anything. And I went to all the experts and that to find out what do they do, when a dog attacks when it's got the lockjaw. And, they've got pull or pull the cheeks. That's a fluffy one. But in the end, the only thing I could do to get him off was to pull his ears straight up and he'd release straight away.
Oh wow!
That's what you all have over there, that thing?
Yeah, they're
Yep.
beautiful.
They're
love
not beautiful. No,
I love
they're very, 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 very. Don't trust a dingo.
Yeah, no, you can't trust them, but
Never
they're
trust
still
a dingo.
beautiful.
And they look different in different parts of the country. So that one there is kind of more outback one, but I've seen them down at Seals Rock, and they look like more like a small version of a wolf.
Yeah.
And they've got these demonic eyes. They're disgusting. They roam the streets, like around the houses and stuff there. There's no way I'd go for a walk there in the forest.
Great. That's where I'm supposed to be going. So there's tsunamis, we've got
Good
yowies,
luck
and
with
now we've got eating dingoes.
Don't trust them. When I was little, we lived way out west, like I was 4. And I remember that time because there was wild pigs. We chased wild pigs. We'd bring home the little ones and feed them. We swam in board drains, which is like the channels where they pump water through. It's like dirty brown. And there was a trapper that used to come through regularly, and he had a little white dingo. He was an albino, and he had it as a pet. But he said to my mum, whatever you do, never trust a dingo around your children or your babies. He said they just love the smell. They're attracted to
Oh,
it.
wow.
Yeah. And all through that case in
Lindy.
with Lindy Chamberlain, that my mum would say that's wrong because the dingo would have taken the baby. The dingo can take the baby. The dingo did take the baby. She said you can't trust them around babies. And to be camping in that area, it's like Stradbroke Island, taking children there and camping in tents, it's really dumb
Russian
thing to
roulette.
do. Yeah, there's been many attacks. So still sorry.
That's right. Look, Grizzly, look how we're not interrupting each other.
You just did.
Oh no.
Are we in trouble for that? We're always doing that.
I know. We get excited. There's so much comes into our heads.
Had a male cut off a foxtail. He accidentally cut the scent gland. Having breakfast at a park, the dog came up, cocked his leg on the mate's back. He wiped his hands and knife off his clothes. Dog kept following around till he worked this out. Interesting.
What's that? Fennel was 10% Arctic wolf, and
something he was raising.
Getting a biology lesson today.
Bet they were good-looking dogs.
That's why I stick with Chihuahuas.
Yeah, a lot easier to handle.
They're ferocious little twins.
I stick with my Chihuahua.
Can't trust them either.
So,
well, that was an interesting start to the show then.
Correct.
Right.
Correct. Protection, huh?
Yeah, skunks.
So I played with my dowsing rods again last night, and the right one kept going like a helicopter. And this is how fast it was going.
Wow.
So I said, stop. And it went.
Well done.
I was like, wow.
They behave pretty quickly, I've noticed.
The question is, why was it spinning in the first place?
I don't know.
What were you thinking?
Because you were searching. Yeah. You were in search mode.
Is that what that means?
Yeah.
Ah, there you go.
So, interesting.
Very.
And are you going to use them out in the woods? Or for the...
I don't know. I'm still playing with them. It's just it's strange because you can feel them being moved and nothing's touching them.
Yeah.
So, I mean, they work.
When I did the divining, this old bloke taught me the divining for water. He had this big whopper. It was probably, I don't know, 3 foot out of wire. And he had that one in the left hand. And then he had a smaller one in the right hand. And he used the big, long, heavy one for the amount of water that was, like the strength of the water that was pumping. Because if the strength was really high, because it was weighed a ton, I couldn't do it with the heavy one. It would go, you know, like, and you could tell you're over a heavy stream, like a heavy flow. It's not easy, I find, with the rods.
So, Brian, what I did is I cleansed mine with holy prayer and holy water, anointment oil, and asked only God and good and light to come in, no negative, to guide them. and angelic beings only. Then I said another prayer, and then I calibrated them. I asked them to show me sign what a yes means, what a no means, what a maybe means, and it actually worked. And I started asking questions, and it kind of like freaked me out. So
It's fun. It's really fun. And it's
so
a different sensitivity compared to the pendies.
it is very, very total. So the crystal thing, the father of Lawson, Daniel Lawson, has switched sides, and he is now working for the prosecutor and the FBI. So he has gotten full immunity. He admitted that he drove Crystal's car on the interstate and staged it, but they won't say anything else. So hopefully they'll have the remains. Yeah, Brian, it's pretty interesting. I was watching TV playing with them last night. It's crazy. So, but that's the update on Crystal's case. So yeah,
I can't wait for all that to come out.
Joseph and Stephen. Yeah, that's right. That's the names.
The son was Joseph and the father was Stephen.
Right.
And the Stephen was the bloke that the hook guy phoned at the police station and made up all that rubbish.
Yeah. So it's interesting. So, but now the dowsing rods is something different. I noticed my pendulum is a lot stronger too than it was.
Yeah. And when you start with the rods, I found your trust becomes more in yourself. Yeah, because you've got two techniques that you're perfecting. That's what I found. But I've got some bits of one of my rods I have no idea how to use. I can't find anyone that knows how to use them.
Yeah, it's pretty interesting. Yeah, I've actually seen people use branches from a tree.
Yeah.
That actually works. So it's very interesting.
They reckon apple trees.
So,
I was just going to get my other bits and pieces, Jean.
Well, you can actually divine with pretty much anything.
Yeah, whatever's around. If I haven't got something. These, when I got my rods, there was a lady giving them away on YouTube. And these came with it. And they've got the little things on the end. I don't know if you can see them. But like that's that. And then this one. This was with it as well. It's got the bit on the end. But it's like, it's really sensitive. You see how it shakes? I'm shaking, but it's super sensitive. So when you get over an area, you can zone in, I think, and just use this area. Like if I was looking for sapphires, for example, I could zone in very carefully with that part. But these, no idea. I haven't been able to find anyone that can help me with these. The set came from an English guy who was one of the original dowsers in the British Dowsing Association. So he was very good at what he was doing. I don't know what those coils are used for.
Denise wants to know, why does my pendulum stop working sometimes? Does it need to be smudged or whatever? What are your thoughts?
What's it made of? That sometimes can, if it's crystal, then it may need cleansing. But sometimes it needs recalibrating because the energies have changed. Really, I would think it depends a lot on what it actually is, what the pendulum is as well as
And
to
sometimes,
how. Yeah.
yeah. And sometimes it won't work if you're not in a good frame of mind, or, you know, it's just not the time. It won't work for you. Or it means redefine the questions.
Would the strengthening in the pendulum, because you're now even more in tune with energies due to multiple access points, for me, it's just trusting in your instinct and letting your energy flow.
Yeah.
It's more defined. It's becoming more defined for me. What's your all's thoughts?
Yeah. And the more you use it, the more your confidence grows, and the less the gray areas become. because you get better and better at making the questions succinct to remove the grey areas, so that your confidence grows as well. And it also teaches you the different layers.
Are you supposed to
crystal-
recharge your crystals with sunlight or moonlight? What's your else thoughts?
They say moonlight, but sunlight's actually how you charge them, or put them in the ground. That recharges them in the earth. But sunlight's a good charge. The moonlight is for
cleansing,
cleansing and intention. Yeah. Crystal. If it's crystal, I always keep carnelian with my crystals because it's a cleanser.
Yeah, it's selenite.
So it's always ready to use. So
and it's intention. As soon as you turn that intention on, off you go.
Well, it's always when someone first starts and they pick it up, the energy is quite weak. Like it will move, but the energy is quite weak. But as you grow with that and you trust that pendulum, you can have that swinging, like not even touching, and it can be swinging like really strong.
As soon as you let
change
go,
direction like that, if you ask another question and it's a no, or it's been on yes and it's no, mine can just go from one to the other, without interference at all.
It's all the more you trust yourself, and it's like seeing your intuition outside, instead of inside.
Yeah, and sometimes, like, if you've already prejudged a situation, it's not a good thing to dowse, because you are going to affect.
Yeah, the same as those boards.
Yeah, and that's why I like to know nothing about, if someone's asking for yes or no answers, I want to be clear in, of any information about that, so that gives a chance for the divining to actually be 100%.
Yeah, because you've got to eliminate all those grey areas all the time. You just have, and there's the layers, that it's not just a surface layer. You've got all your residual, etc., underneath, and then you can define, if it's geo stress, if it's all different. Depends what you're looking for.
Michelle's a psychic, because I was just going to ask the question about influence.
Yeah, that's me.
So does crystal pendulums and dowsings ways to affirm what you've been told by spirit? I think so. What are your thoughts?
Me too. Yeah. That's a link.
Yep.
To me, that's like you're connecting to the string, so you're getting a direct link.
Yeah,
and
it's good not to rely on it. And I did get tested this week because Cath messaged me, and I didn't have my pendulum with me, and I was too lazy to get out of bed and go get it. So I actually had to rely on the information that was dropping in, and that worked out as well. So it's good to practice both. Like, it's not good to just rely on it. You should, to sharpen your intuition.
Yeah.
You need to use, what's popping into your head as well.
Yeah, exactly. And sometimes if I'm a little bit dubious, I'll just use my body instead.
Interesting.
Well, being an empath, sometimes you don't really have a choice if you're not being really careful.
I know.
You end up feeling what's actually, going on, which is sometimes quite unpleasant.
Yeah. I get the same sort of stuff that I get if I'm doing the Reiki distance healing, like the pain and
I
all
knew
of
he
the
was going to pop in.
We're Spanish as well.
Hola. ¿Cómo estás?
Actually, my grandmother was Spanish-Irish, so there's a bit of Spanish running through the veins.
Well, I bet they were good looking.
Very, different to me. Dark-eyed, Black Irish, they call them. But they're actually Spanish. Yeah.
Super gifted.
Different. Yeah, dark hair, dark eyes. More olive skin too, so they're lucky.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Don't get burnt to a crisp like us.
No. I'm covered in freckles.
No.
I went more to the Irish than the Spanish.
Habla español.
Yeah, sometimes I will use the pendulum to confirm things if I don't know, or I sometimes I just like to hold it while someone's speaking, and it'll just go off yes, no, yes, no. It's good if you're a bit sus and you think, is that actually true? Like, is that 100% true? And you can use it that way as well. No bodies, rats. I have rats in the feed shed.
Well, they don't have skunks.
No.
No skunks.
And if ever I'm remote viewing or whatever in Australia and I find a skunk, I'll know where it's coming from. An AOL.
That is, yeah, we have some weird creatures, but no skunks, thank goodness.
I'm a bit terrified to go over to your America for Christmas. I don't think I'd ever come there for Christmas.
Why
It's
is
too
that?
scary. You've got terrible, scary things if you're naughty. Like, you can get gutted, all sorts of terrible things.
Guttered? The hell is that?
Gutted, like you do to the deer and that.
What?
They've got these mythological spirit things. Ask Dr. Carroll. Yeah, sometimes, Brian. All the senses go.
We've got them here. You realise that, right, Cath?
Gutted?
Santa Claus?
No, we have creatures like that here in the
Yes, I
mountains.
know we do, but I don't have those in my Santa Claus world. I have white, fluffy, cute, none of these gory de-gutters.
They call them screechers. Screechers. They come through the mountainous areas and scare the crap out of you. Yeah. There's a lot of people that don't come back.
I'm not surprised.
No, I mean, they don't leave. They get whatever happens, with the screechers. But I'm not going looking for them. Sorry, Grizz. No way. No way. Like, nah.
It would be fun to have a night where pendulum use is demonstrated. LED, those who want to could bring theirs, ask questions. There's eye color, hair color of parents. Then afterward, asking the unknown.
Yeah, for sure. That'd be easy. That'd be good.
The hell, Brian? Unicorns eat butterflies and poo rainbows. I don't taste the rainbow. That's Skittles.
Skittles. You even hurt the unicorns.
Taste the rainbow.
Oh, dear.
Y'all crack me out. Yeah, we can do a pendulum one night. That's fine.
Yeah. Yours is beautiful. What's it made out of?
Aquamarine.
Oh, it's beautiful.
Oh, there it goes. Look.
Yeah, it likes it. It's beautiful. Is it saying yes? It's beautiful?
Yes.
Correct.
Now say no. See?
Yeah, you got to go back to the center. Yeah.
I've shown mine before. Mine's blue howlite.
Oh, yours is lovely too. But Grizzly, yours is nice.
I like the weight. It's got a good weight. Sometimes
mine
you got to
does
watch
too.
Sometimes they're off balance. Yeah.
There we go.
It's
Mine's got a
beautiful.
little copper in the tip.
Yeah, it's beautiful. Very nice.
Mm.
So, but yes.
Showing our pendies.
That'd be fun.
Yeah. We started to do that at the beginning, I think my second show. But something happened. I can't remember. I've got all the notes for everybody if they want the
Friday,
notes.
We're doing a pendulum night.
Maybe we can do that Christmas Eve.
What's
and
next
everyone
Friday?
And then everyone can have a start with their pendies for the new year. The other thing I've got coming on.
The 22nd. So next week we'll do the pendulum.
Okay. The other thing I've got.
If you don't have one, you can just use the tea bag.
Yeah, anything. Tea bag.
You can.
I know, they're just not that heavy.
There was a question for you, Cath, from Jean.
Sorry, I didn't see it. I still want to know more from Cath on the big. Oh, right. Grizz?
Why are you saying my name? I don't.
Yeah, I know.
What can you say? There was Bigfoot taking
What?
making fun of the guys recording, which was quite hilarious.
Mine was a tad more involved than that.
Yes, I did hear bits of yours. I didn't get to watch the whole show, but I did.
Oh no, I didn't say. I couldn't say a lot of stuff with the questions. I had to cut out a few, but I've given them into the the boys.
Yeah, Kelly Joe still reads tea leaves, Anthony Lewis. Just take a picture of it. Go ahead, Kat. So Brian wants to know, were they making fun of them?
Yeah, they were. Well, Kat says has a different version. Mine was they were actually teasing. But it did get heated because
it
did get heated because the fun was probably going too far, and they decided that they needed to.
I had a couple of extras involved, which was one of the reasons why I'm happy that the Great Spirits, we ran out of time, because it brought in a heap of stuff. Like,
it was quite
they were going to shoot them that night.
Who was?
They even the people in the little cabin that they made out of natural surroundings. He said they crossed the creek. We're going to have to shoot them. They were getting ready to come out, guns a blaring. That's how scared they were.
Yeah, you could hear them at first, because I don't know if I'm correct or not, but it sounded to me like there's two guys in the woods filming. There's a couple of other things that I won't get into. And first of all, they were just like the young one was kind of mucking around. Dad wanted the young one to come back quickly because he sensed the danger, and the young one wouldn't come. And then Dad, the father one, was getting cranky, and then the mother one was trying to settle father down because she was pro the son. And then Daddy got cranky, very cranky, and they started hitting the symbols of protection. But
the Sierra sound, Ron Moorhead, the Bigfoot samurai chatter. Rebecca.
Yeah, we were translating trying to translate what they were saying, but then it got heated. It heated right up because the other business was going to end up doing damage to the people and it got complicated, very complicated.
Well, basically, they were they decided they needed to protect themselves.
Yeah,
there's something going. Yeah, can't say.
Yeah, I know. Yeah. And they were saying, "Are they real?" Like, and then I'm thinking, what? Who are they asking? Who's real? And then I had to go way, way down, and that's where I got myself into a lot of trouble and had to keep my mouth shut.
Here we go.
Going for night vision.
Yeah.
Why is it bugging?
And notice the French. To me, the French is a major clue that someone cannot quite speak French. Maybe their translating doesn't work correctly. But I like hearing the sounds.
I don't know. I'm on fiber optics, so I don't even know why it's doing that. I know that can't be that many people listening to it.
And I think it was a dangerous area they were in. They need to be careful when they go back there.
The Fish and Wildlife people tore down the little building they were in. Yeah, it's lagging. On my internet never lags. It did it earlier on the crime show.
Oh. A bit of interference there, maybe.
And yeah, it's never done that before. I did it tonight.
Hmm.
Are the lights going off?
Mm-mm.
That's good. Have the you know what's been behaving?
What's that?
You know,
Oh, the dolls? Yeah, I haven't had anything out of them.
that's good.
Now I was laying on the what you call it, the chase in the studio, and my dowsing rods kept pointing to it. It made me nervous. So I put them up. I'm like, well, that's strange. How
They're
can I
going to
believe
get
this
jealous,
is going
Grizzly.
on?
I think they're going to get jealous. Just
Let
give
me,
them a little
try to
bit of a give them a little bit of an apple tree if you got apple trees around, and then they won't be jealous because the
In my old
original.
house, I planted apple trees. I want to go over there and raid them this year because I never forget when I
The,
first planted them. It took me 2 years to get apples, and I watched
yeah.
them grow, and the damn neighbors' kids picked them and ate them. I was so mad.
Yeah, I would have been too.
I
Takes a
had
long time.
Granny Smiths and the baking apples.
The
Forgot
big
which
green
they
ones.
were. That and the red ones. I had
Yeah.
4 trees.
Yeah. We used to have an orchard. We had apples, pears, cherries, apricots, nectarines. It was a terrible job.
All right, I got it.
Have you heard the whole thing, Michelle?
The recording, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I think I have.
I only listened to it really quickly, so I didn't get any interference the first time, and I wrote down everything, like when you remote view. And then I
Oops.
did a whole
I touched
4
it.
pages.
I forgot I got a touch screen.
And then
Let
came
me
back
rewind
and
it. Can you hear it?
listened. Yes.
Which one's off this?
It reminds me of Planet of the Apes, doesn't it?
It sounds like there's 2 lots of sounds. There's not just, I don't mean 2 different, I mean 2 lots of sounds coming from 2 different sources. One of them's
It's weird when they talk like in Chinese.
yeah. And then someone pops in with French. Very interesting.
Yeah, something's wrong with it. So yeah, when it talks,
There's more going on there than meets the eye, that's for sure.
Yeah.
It's not normal,
Mm-mm.
really.
right.
Mm-mm. It's, yeah. I think they need to be very careful.
Hear it?
That's right. I don't know where we went for text.
So yeah, it's gonna keep buffering. But yeah, it's now I said the first time I heard that, I said, if that was my buddy next to me, imitating those creatures, I would have choked his ass out right then and there in that little hut. Been like,
Same.
man, if you don't keep your mouth quiet, I'm going to take you out. Because to me, he was provoking them. And I think they got mad. And then somebody in that clan told that male, you better shut up and get away from there. And he was hollering back at them. Hell no. They're in our area. They don't belong here. They need to get out. And then he got a little, his buddy,
Yeah.
I'm like, why in the world? I mean, that's like you're going to run up to a lion and smack it on its ass and go, ha ha, and take off running? Oh, hell no.
You could feel the danger.
Yeah.
Yeah, the other thing is that it compromised the recording too, because there's too many different levels there.
Data integrity?
Yeah.
I would have choked him out. I'm sorry.
No, I would have been the same. Like even when I was listening to that, and I could sense what the other business, I was feeling cranky as well, because I wanted to go into protection for the sassies or the footies, whatever, as opposed to the others. And I was really upset that the fact that what I think they were doing, it can change everything forever. I hope I'm wrong.
When Ron said, we're going to have to kill him, when they crossed that creek, that was getting real.
Yeah,
so,
because on the other side of the creek was the,
Yeah, I'm just saying.
The other two.
So, I don't know. But, we had a guy, and somebody mentioned a minute ago about Harley. I know exactly where he goes. I know exactly where he's at. So, and he's got some good recordings, and he was a non-believer. And I try to tell people these things are real.
Yeah.
They're not a figment of your imagination or just on TV, ladies and gentlemen.
No.
But, I would have stuck my rifle barrel out a crack and probably popped off around 3 rounds when I heard that stuff. But, I mean, they kept their cool. So, but, we have a case, and I'll talk about on this show, where a neighbor lives out in the country, and he was out back smoking, and gunshots rang out. So they live in the country. So my neighbor's shooting, something's wrong. So he runs over there with his gun. And he's like, these kids won't leave my daughter alone. So they're on night patrols, and they called the police and everything else. And lo and behold, it was Bigfoot. And the police don't want nothing to do with it now. Yes. And these things throw rocks at the house, sticks. They come out and peep in the windows, daughter's window. The dad comes out shooting, and it doesn't scare them off. You got a problem. If gunshots does not scare these creatures away, you got a serious problem. They found where they hung out and in the woods where they see up in the second story, and they've been hanging around. It's like a stalker. If that was a human, they would be in jail.
Yeah.
So, it's not playing. I don't know why it's not playing. I'm on fiber optic, so I'm running wide open.
Hit his thumb.
But I don't know. Kat, could you try to explain the difference between a Sasquatch and footies?
Oh dear, I've been copying flack from this.
Yes, you have.
Oh no, I'm still copying flack from it. I had to distinguish they. I'm dowsing, so I can't have they. What's they is they. I need to define they. So when I defined they, then I had to get footies and sassies. And then as I went further down...
what's the difference between a Sasquatch and a footie?
From these answers, quite a few differences. Like, I'd have to get my notes out to tell you. Hang on.
Oh, Lord. You just recap it.
No, it's too involved. I can't. Because I don't want to...
Are you talking like, a different tribal differences? Like, how...
They don't appear to be the same tribe, they seem to be two different
Court
beings.
documents reveal new details in the corruption investigation into former.
They
Yeah,
travel.
somebody I know got arrested.
Oh,
The
you gonna
sheriff?
bail them out?
No. Hey, you play dirty, and you get caught, man.
Do the
You're on
crime,
your
do
own.
the time. Is my
So Bigfoot and Sasquatch is the same creature.
with the answers and everything. Here we go. I've got them here.
It's a yes or no.
Oh. I don't
No.
know.
Michelle,
By
you do know.
by the answers of these,
I'm
some of
picking
these.
your answer up already, Michelle. So Bigfoot and footies is the same creature.
Yes,
Okay.
it's my short term rather than having all those keystrokes of typing out Bigfoot. So I call them footies.
What I'm wondering is there differences between them, like there was between the Native American Indians, the different, like from Crow to, how they were different, like in.
So the farther up north you go in Kentucky, in America, the bigger and thicker they are. The farther south you go, the skinnier and scrawnier they are, and they become skunk apes, like in Florida and the swamps, the Everglades, and everything else. Smaller statue, not as tall, not as wide shoulders. Now, do we have different strands of these? Yes, I think we do.
Yes.
I think we have different tribes, different ethnic backgrounds. We have different faces. Yes, some more look like humans, some more look like primates. So are they the same creature? Yes. But it does get confusing when you call one Sasquatch and one footy, because the average person knows it's the same thing. But when you were trying to explain that, it was confusing a lot of people. Hey, Tennessee, welcome.
Well, it's like, a North American Indian is a North American Indian, but there were differences in the tribes from the regions, in appearance, in the way they behaved, in their demeanor, in their culture, and all that sort of stuff.
That is correct.
Yeah, I think that's the way I'm looking at it. So it would, if you could see the differences in the different regions, it makes sense that you would be giving them different names to, if they're coming from one's north, one's south, that sounds reasonable. Yeah.
The reason why I had the differences, okay. As I had to go down and redefine, I needed to be more specific. So, but as I went down, the answers to the questions were not the same for the Bigfoot or for the Sasquatch. They both had different answers as to the one question. And then as far as travel went, different. And their terminology, their lingo, different. So I had to try and figure the lingo as well to get the correct answers, because they don't speak in the same terms as each other. Say for example, one uses dimensions, one doesn't.
So like Rebecca's saying, so it's like hair color, eye color, and skin color, like German versus Swedish in French. Oui. Yes, that's what we're talking about, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's very similar. Yes.
So yeah.
And like different variations, like if they have, like someone just said, crossed with footy, crossed with giant, that's another leg perhaps as well. So,
and possibly different, like the big feet turned out to have longer age spans, whereas the Sasquatch seem to have shorter lifespan. The one lot seemed to have the double teeth, the other lot didn't. But I know nothing. I'm just answering the yes, no's. I don't know all the, I'm not a crypto
zoologist.
No, so I really love being around everyone that knows, because it tests all my questioning and answering, and to to try and find out, well, why am I saying the wrong thing? You know, like the same with the cloaking. I had to define that first before I could answer the questions, because it could have been a coat, a cloak. You know, what kind of cloak? So I had to define the cloak very carefully, because the cloak's in that lingo. It's not in I'm going down to the, you know, the dry cleaners to pick up my cloak, you know? Like I had to define cloak. And the same thing I had to, I wasn't familiar with Nephilims, so I had to find out what that meant in this world, and then use those questions. I had to be super careful because, like, I'm a dumb user in this world, you know, whereas everybody else that's used to the terminology and they're professionals, you know, professional researchers, hunters. I'm not. This is only new for me. So I'm coming in there cold. So for me to be able to make sure my questions and answers are defined enough, I have to keep going down, because I'm not a pro. You know, I don't know if my thing's going flat. I don't know, you know, a lot of the terminology and everything. My thing's heating up so much it's not going to charge. I may lose you shortly, everyone.
Is it that hot?
Yeah, it's red hot. Like to pick it up, it burns my hand. It's really hot. If I lie down on my bed, it's like I've got the electric blanket on.
Yes,
It's
Rebecca,
really
exactly right. It's all in the lingo, right? Like I got confused about cheese. So
yeah. But that's why I had to be so careful, because I had to make sense of both sides and the grey area. Because I'm a dumb user, it's kind of helpful, because I don't have anything in there giving me preconceived ideas. And that's why I have to go down and down. And for the respect side of it, they got filthy with the last question. And I was made to add that last question because they didn't like the fact that they were essentially being called tarts, etc. And, you know, I've done it again, Michelle. Tarts, what? You know, we call ladies sometimes tarts, you know, like.
Did they do that? Who did that?
Who?
What was the question?
The last question. Do Bigfoot? I know you'll understand what I mean, because they got very, very upset about this. Do Bigfoot? Do Bigfoot breed with human women? They went off their nuts with me. Absolutely off their nuts. Said they wouldn't talk. If you don't define this and reassess this and show everybody in the world this is incorrect, they'll never talk to me again. So I had to add, has a Bigfoot bred with a human woman, in order to make them, you know, okay with it all. They're old school from what I can feel. They don't like any of this kind of cheap talk.
Okay. Interesting. And the outcome was?
Well, the outcome was, yes, they can, but no, they haven't.
Right.
That they were
pleased to hear that.
Yeah, exactly. But that they really wanted that out loud, because they weren't happy about that.
I got yes, they have.
Yes, they have bred with others.
Yes.
Now let me have another one. Bigfoot or sassies?
I said Bigfoot, see?
I get no. What do you get, Michelle?
What's your no?
I think I'm compromised now.
What's your no? Is your no in a circle?
Yeah, my no's anti-clockwise.
Mine's a circle, anti-clockwise.
Yeah, anti?
I mean, yes. This is my yes.
That's
right
because
here.
You're in the northern hemisphere. I'm in the southern hemisphere. My yes, if I go up to your house, will be the same
now
as yours.
show me a no.
Okay,
See?
hang on.
I'm
giving no.
Am I a four-legged dog anywhere in the universe?
So Michelle says Bigfoot has.
Yeah. Sasquatch. no, but Bigfoot, yes.
See, there's a difference.
Mm.
That's
So-
why I ended up having to define all my answers again, because each answer had not all the answers were the same. So that one Sassy would have a no, and the Footies would have a yes. Yeah.
It's yeah. So I don't know. Has anyone seen evidence of that? Is there another, branch of them out there that look more human, have more human
Yes.
faces? Yeah.
Yeah, there are a lot when it comes to drawings and photographs are redundant or
Yeah, Jean
redundant.
says yes too. They have children with human women. Yeah.
Yeah.
And
So
that's not surprising if they need to keep the race going.
So Tennessee, Kentucky Bigfoot, if that happened today, it's not going to be in the media. It's not going to be in the news. So I think the times are a little different. Lala says if aliens can do it, I guess Bigfoot can too. It's been written in the history books of native tribes that they have. But that's why some of the indigenous people went to and hunted them and tried to wipe them off the face of the earth because of them taking the women and eating the kids. But I was just about to bring that one up. The woman in Russia that was captured and the men used her. Yes. So that is correct, Gene. So, but it goes against modern science, and once again, it's not like you hear in the news what happens to humans, right? You're not going to hear that. So, just like if somebody hits one on the highway, you're not going to see it on the 6 o'clock news.
What's
So-
Enwiri?
I mean, there's been worse things done over in history than
Well, look at Stalin. Stalin tried to breed gorillas with women when he was in office in Russia, and just think about the technology him and Hitler would have had today if they were alive and tried to do that. So, I mean, it's just the God factor, the God power, right? Just like people cloning sheep, Dolly the sheep, right, and so forth. And now they're 3D printing meat and selling it. So. No, thank you. I'll pass on that. So,
Yeah, standing.
So the standing stones, the DNA that we know about Bigfoot, it's 98% human and 2% unknown primate. Is the genetics there for it to be feasible and possible? Yes, absolutely.
Don't they only have the female the male genetics?
I think so. Don't quote me on that because I don't have a PhD or MD or know too much about that. But allegedly, they have dogman DNA, which I want to know. I asked the question on the show. I want to know the chromosome sequence.
Yeah.
And they kind of like did that number to me. So because I'm on the fence with dogman. I think it's more, my opinion, I think it's more demonic and interdimensional being and is it flesh and blood? Absolutely. I think Bigfoot is too, but they can go in between dimensions and so forth. But so yeah.
So because I've said this stuff, does the cryptid world hate me now?
No, not at all. They were just confused.
Yeah, I didn't have a chance to explain it,
There you go. Missy Hammerhead it. The mitochondrial DNA is human woman. The nuclear is unknown. There we go.
Yeah.
That's
Thanks,
proper
Missy.
definition. So where do they get the DNA for the Bigfoot? Everybody's actually allegedly collected the Bigfoot, whether it's from hair, stool, blood, believe it or not. The test results come back the same thing, inconclusive, nothing on file. And it comes back, once again, 98% human, 2% unknown primate. So when you keep getting the same results across the world on testing, that indicates that you have the Bigfoot of Sasquatch or Bigfoot, however you want to call it. So you cannot debunk that or dispute that. I mean, even though when they did eDNA, when they got the water samples out of the creeks, rivers, and streams and ponds, same DNA showed up again. Oh, Lord, I thought it was going X-rated.
Sorry.
So
She's getting hot.
I know.
I think that there would still be particular families of Bigfoot that are pure, not, it doesn't mean that or every single Bigfoot out there is bred with a woman, a human. It was just, it'd be like, yeah.
Imagine the six-pack they'd have. Those girls would be so hot.
So, I mean, there are pictures of Bigfoot women that people have saying that this is what they saw, and it's more human than primate. But then you get other renderings shows that's more primate than human or a mix. So just like when you look at different types of Indians across the United States, their facial features, just like Chinese, Japanese, Chinese, and Korean. They all look similar, but they're all different, right? Philippines, Hispanics, and so forth, same thing. So,
they're getting terrible weather down there. I hope you're all like okay down in Florida. The thing that threw me the most, or not threw me, that interested me the most out of those questions was the way they talk, like the difference in the lingo as to between like not realms, not dimensions. The sassies spoke like different earths, different worlds, whereas the other ones, the footies, they spoke dimension.
Right.
And to me, the sassy part was then connected. I had took me a whole week to do all this. I've got like 40 pages on it.
Right. Well, Emma asks, have you got pictures? Yeah, Emma. People has come on the shows and produce pictures. There are also pictures on the internet and through Facebook where people's coming forward and people actually did sketchings and use AI software to duplicate what they saw and what they witnessed. And whether they're hunters, researchers, investigators, or fishermen, you see the similar face and features in some of them, different types of hair, different height, body structure. Like I said, the more northern you go in North America, the bigger and wider and heavier and bulkier they are compared to down south.
Yeah, so, like genetic wise, if you're going natural selection, if you go that way, you've got to adapt to survive.
Right.
To your natural environment. If they're coming and going here and there, up and down or wherever. And the other thing I found really interesting was that the footies are more earth sky bound, whereas the sassies were more underworld. I'll have to go back to my notes, but this is where it all got really interesting for me with my answers.
What you need to do is try to define what is a Sasquatch and what is a footy.
Yeah.
That way, when people ask you, you can say, well, Sasquatches are further up north compared to the footies down south, like the skunk ape. Try to define that somehow.
Yeah, okay.
So 10-10, everybody's law says make a wish.
Maybe I could go state by state and check them. I'll do that. I'll do that for my tantalizing Christmas fun.
Well, don't drown yourself in it by all means, but
no, I'm interested.
Yeah, Standing Stone's Cath's done a number on her research, and it's when she did the code cases, it redefined her thinking on a lot of things as we went on. Because we even talked about this before the show. All the cases we did this year, she was amazed.
Yeah, because like we started off from straight like humans, 2 missing fishermen. Then we had, the lady in England that possibly was uplifted, and you helped out with the dog. Remember, Michelle, you said you got the name of the husband. You knew nothing about any of that case, and we started because I was worried about the dog, and I said, why don't we just ask the dog? The dog knows. you came out with the name of the guy, the husband. I think it was either Peter or Paul, and everyone just went, "Wow!"
It was
Right.
And then
Paul.
we went to the other case where there was like
Oh,
a lot.
the dog said Paul was there. The dog said Paul was there.
Right.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
then we had the other one that a lot of us think there were other like cryptids involved in it, but they had all the pet dogs there. And then we went to like more upstairs, interference. And then we went to AIs, and that's just in the crime cases. It's only recently I've been having a bit of a shocker with the Big Feet and the Sassies with the other business. Should have that guy Kenny back.
Yeah, he's a dogman researcher for NAPD. So
I really loved that translating job. Like, I've never done a dowsing job on sound, just pure sound. I really that helped me grow a lot. Thanks everybody for those questions. It was really good.
I would have been in jail for murder.
I think I would have too. And that's,
So,
like I was mucking around talking bazookas, but I wasn't really.
let me tell you something. I have been scared one time in my life where I didn't think I was going to make it out alive. And I told myself, if it came to the gunfight, that I want to take out as many as I can.
You'd have to.
And to have that feeling, not going home, I never forget that night. And it was a home invasion, and the guy was a gun collector. He had class 3 weapons, and it was a mob of people, duct taped them and everything in his basement. And we had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 other agencies respond with the state police, and we were going through the woods and back roads, and we saw a shadow, and it was the way the headlights hit a tree. It looked like somebody was peeping out. Man, I bailed out of the car. I thought our car was going to get lit up, but come to find out, the guy was off his medicine, and he did it to himself and staged it, and he was off his rocks. Yeah. And I never forget that one guy that saw that T-shirt. We were walking in the woods on a clothesline. He thought it was somebody running because it was flapping in the wind, and we all just turned white. We thought right then and there we were goners. We thought gunfire was just going to ring out. And I usually don't talk about stuff like that, but
At that moment,
when Ron said, "We're gonna have to kill him," and he whispered that, he was scared for his life.
yeah.
Hearing all that stuff on that, and I wish everybody could hear the full audio, and then go out and listen to it. It will literally make your gut go in wrenches and twist and turn. Try to put yourself in that position because you're way, way out in the middle of the Sierras.
Yeah.
Nobody around. This is back in the 70s, I think, when you recorded 74, 76. I can't remember what year. Somebody checked me on that. But it's just amazing because if you would have saw the structure that they were in, you'd have been like, oh, hell no. It wasn't a house. It wasn't a log cabin. It was made out of logs and stuff, and they had them stacked up just to get underneath there out of weather.
You could feel it.
So, yeah.
But that moment in time, like you're talking about, where, you're in deep, trouble.
Right.
And then you're deciding. Someone said to me about 5 years ago, would you ever shoot someone? Excuse me, everybody, I'm licensed. I do the right thing. And they said, would you ever shoot someone? And I turned around and I said, yes. And everyone went dead silent. And they said, why? When is your cutoff point where you would actually, let go? Rape. No second no questions. Done. There's absolutely no way.
I never want to take a life of anything.
Me either.
Another human, right?
Me either.
But if I'm in a corner and I have to get out and it's my life or my family's life,
yeah,
or theirs, then the decision's already been made.
Yeah, same.
We have laws here in America that protect us on that. Now,
Same.
I don't believe in going around and instigating, causing riffraff and causing fights or disputes or stuff like that. But I believe in the castle doctrine in self-defense and stand your ground. I always believe in that. I believe in the Second Amendment in the United States. But I also think that, they're calling for stricter gun laws. That's fine, but enforce what's on the books first, right?
Yeah.
That's
over
the
here,
problem.
yeah, over here we're not allowed to protect ourselves.
Yeah.
If and understandably so, because that means you're breaching the licensing laws, because your gun is supposed to be locked away in a safe and your ammo is not allowed to be locked with it. So if you protect yourself, it means straight off you're done because you've breached the safe storage laws.
Well, there are certain states in America that have very strict gun laws, and I don't live there because of that. And there are certain states that have certain laws how you store your firearm, your ammunition. I don't believe in that. When it comes down to protect yourself, you're not going to tell the bad guy, "Wait, let me put my
Yeah,
firearm
hang on,
together,
I've just got to open the safe. I've just got to
take
go
the
here.
gun
I've got to
lock
go.
off, find the
Yeah.
ammo." I used to teach self-defense classes for about 15, 17 years, civilian and law enforcement. And we always used the test on the 21-foot rule, and that was in law enforcement. 21-foot rule is that I can have my duty sidearm, and a guy can run up to me with a knife and use that knife on me before I can get the gun out of my holster and use it to protect myself. And how you take that test is that you do it on a safe gun range, and you have somebody that holds a flag, and you blow a whistle. And what they do is they touch, like, I'm behind Cath. Cath's at the firing line. I'm going to touch Cath. And when that whistle goes off, that guy's going to run the opposite direction. And Cath, you got to take your gun out of your holster and fire one shot on target.
Yep.
And when that gunshot goes off, the person running drops that flag. And you turn around. When that happens, you measure that distance. And most of the distance that every officer that I've seen is usually 15, 18 feet. That's how far the distance was. So if somebody was in that circle 21 feet or less with a knife, machete, sword, the officer could not retrieve his firearm quickly enough to defend himself.
Yep.
So, we can go on and on about that. I'm very pro all that, but I think that America needs to focus on the laws that they have. And they should have laws in place for people that are mentally challenged. Yeah, I do believe in that.
Yeah, we've got that over here.
So,
But the trouble is, like, that nothing gels. Like the databases don't connect. So if there's a mentally ill person, the licensing will probably not know about it. So the same with with the guys that get out and parole and stuff like that, they don't connect up quickly.
yeah. It's a very touchy subject right now because everything going on in America. But and then you have a lot of people that are just shouldn't even have firearms, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Hotheads and stuff like that. When I did the concealed carry class from the Commonwealth of Kentucky for the civilians, there were people that should not have a license to carry.
Yeah.
But by law, they passed the class in the shooting test. Now, the shooting test in the Commonwealth of Kentucky is 21 rounds at 7 yards. That's 21 feet. And as long as you hit anywhere in that silhouette of that B-27 target, that was a passing shot. So if you shot him in the kneecaps all day long, if it was in that silhouette, you passed. I didn't agree to that.
20, that's not far.
I think, no, 21 feet's not far. It's 7 yards.
Yeah, like, you
And
should be
I
able to hit
think
something with
the
that.
test should be a lot more stricter, like the NRA test for the
Yeah.
basic pistol. But
Yeah. It took me like nearly 2 years to get my license. There's a lot of testing and that to be done. And because I wasn't a shooter beforehand and I went straight to handies instead of long arms, it was pretty hard. And to be accepted too, because, like, I'm a female joining the gang, no knowledge, prior knowledge. And, it's.
yeah, it's interesting.
Do you shoot, Michelle?
She's muted.
Did you put her in the naughty corner?
No, I didn't touch her.
No, I had some canine activity, so I muted myself. Sorry. Yeah, no, I used to go hunting with the boys, but I didn't like boys get a bit bloodthirsty. They kind of lose their, I don't know, they get hot under the collar, and then they start, so the last time I went shooting ended up with me, actually going off my trolley at them.
Oh, wow.
Because to shoot an animal is one thing if it's for a reason or but just for a bloodshed, that is not funny. So I lost interest in that quickly. Don't have any. I used to have a gun myself, but due to a lot of PTSD and trauma around having a loaded shotgun to my head when I was 8 months pregnant, I ended up having to let that gun go because I suffered from basically PTSD, and I was so angry. And if someone made me angry, I would actually go find that gun. Luckily, the bullets were in different places, but I was so angry at everything because I hadn't actually processed, what had actually happened, and there was no justice in that situation. So I was actually very angry. So I actually did get rid of it, and it was only for, if I needed to shoot a snake or something like that. But all the laws have changed. We can't even kill snakes here without. If you get caught, there's thousands of dollars fine.
Oh, wow.
But I do have. I'm much better now. I have done a little inner work on that, on the trauma. But I actually do have a bow though. So if I need to defend myself, or I feel that something of mine is threatened, that I could defend myself. I don't think I'd ever shoot to kill, but I definitely could, take someone out at the knees.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I got into trouble the last time I went hunting or shooting. I was with some others. We had a big tree up. I was on the one side of the tree, and the others were on the other side of the tree, and they were whistling. And but they didn't see the foxes, and that came up, and they came up to my side. So before they realized that the fox was at my foot, I'm going, shoo, shoo, shoo. Yeah, go away. I know, they're a terrible animal, but I can't do it either. I can shoot cans, but not animals.
They're only terrible when they eat my ducks.
Yeah, I know, but I couldn't do it. I couldn't let them do it, so I scared them all away, so I was never invited back.
Yeah,
regarding the pigs, no, I didn't check on the pigs. That was too upsetting for me.
I wasn't part of that case, Rebecca, so that would be a no from me. It'd be interesting to talk to pigs, though.
I'm not going to put it on the air. So we were taught to shoot until the threat ceases, right? So, and I taught women, you've seen horror movies, they play possum, so don't stop, empty it. So, but, it's my philosophy is different. I'll tell you on the side what I believe in, but not on the air. And speaking of that, ladies and gentlemen, unfortunately, it's that time of the night. We're encroaching on somebody else's time coming up on the channel.
Sorry about that, everyone. I'm sorry you got hurt, Michelle, by the way.
Yeah.
What?
And anyone else out there that's been hurt like that.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, no, that's a process.
It is. But hopefully we help some people tonight. And from coast to coast around the world, everybody, it's a wrap. See you
next week
Sunday.
Dowsing.
Next show on Cath. Chit Chat.
Okay,
Corner.
bye,
Bye-bye.
everyone. Thanks for